Okay, we are rolling. So
Okay.
what are you doing hanging out in your hoodie? What are you up to?
Um, Kind of bored at the moment. I went on Omegle because I have so much homework right now, and I just don't like doing any of that right now,
Yeah,
especially on the weekend,
yeah, of course.
long weekend,
Oh wait, is tomorrow? Wait,
Thanksgiving.
no.
It for me it is.
Are you in Canada?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. You got Thanksgiving. How do you like Canada? Have you always lived there?
been here for 3 years. I was actually born here for 7 years. I was born here. Then I moved to Colombia for 3 years, and then to the Philippines for 3 years, and now I'm back.
Whoa, dude, what's that? Yeah, could you talk about that a little bit? That's crazy.
So when I left Canada, I was like really immature. I was like really small. I told all my friends I was like I'm never coming back, right? And I left to Colombia. I didn't even know where I was going, I think. And I had to learn a new language. Only one though, because Philippines Filipino is really hard to learn. Tagalog, right?
Tagalog, Tagalog.
Yeah,
That
really hard to learn, right? But I caught up to Spanish because I already speak Portuguese. That's pretty much it though.
what
But
was so like so you were in Canada, then you moved to Colombia, and so like what was life like in Colombia? How what was your time like there?
well, it was a lot hotter um, than Canada. Yeah, and it's a third world country too, right? I wasn't used to overpopulation and like small area, right? Because here in Toronto, it's a GTA almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
What do you mean by GTA?
like it's a GTA. It's like separated into like different cities, like Toronto, Vaughan, Brampton,
Okay.
Mississauga, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in Medellin, it's just the city. It's just that's just the city, right? And it was crazy too, because like in Toronto, houses that were $1 million are like small, like really small. Can I swear on this? Like, am I
Yeah,
allowed
that's
to?
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
All right, they're like really small, and like in Colombia, I think we rented a house and it had like the whole view of the city. It was fucking crazy. I don't, and it was a really big change for me too, right?
Yeah.
I had to meet new people. Then 3 years I had to go to the Philippines.
So why did you move there in the first place? Was it did your parents have a job?
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. My dad.
Wow, cool. Is that is your dad like in diplomacy or was it well, like what does he do?
He does accounting, right? He used to do accounting. Now he's more like I want to say like a writer slash kind of like what you're doing. He's building a YouTube channel too.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and he's just I forgot what it was about. It's really new. It's really new. He started like 2 months ago.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, kind of COVID project, huh?
Yeah, he quit because like work was so boring at home, right? They never let him do anything. Like he wanted to work, right? It was fun. Then he couldn't do shit. So like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna write a book,
Good for him, man. You know
do my
what?
own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you kind of what are some of your interests? Like do you like what do you like?
Right now, I'm trying to focus on like school and soccer, right? I think if I focus on those two things, I'll go pretty far in life. Cause like most people my age, they don't really like that. They like smoking, fucking drinking. That's just a waste of time. Cause you don't want to grow up and tell your kids how fun high school was and not how your 20s was, right? You don't want to live your life as a high schooler and not in your 20s. You won't have fun in your 20s, right? It's going to be boring,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, I mean, there are so many people have so many different philosophies, right? Like some people, it depends. Like, is your family? do you have a stable family life? You know, if you don't have a stable family life, then things may end up going a little differently. You know, it depends on, you know, do you live in a supportive community? Do you, you know, there are just so many different things that can affect what your choices are going to be at like the level that you're on right now, that it almost seems like they're not individual choices. A lot of it is determined from the circumstance that you grew up in, you know, at least from my kind of point of view of some people. But I totally get you. Like it's important to have kind of to know what you like to do and to do it. And if the more you do it, the better you get at something, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'm interested too in hearing like so like going from Colombia to the Philippines, like that's like a whole nother. And you were 10 years old. You were like in fifth grade. That was like
Yeah,
middle school for you. That must have been nuts.
yeah. But it was diff. It wasn't really much that different because in the Philippines, when I went there, it was a private school because public schools there are like it's like how do I say this? I don't want to sound mean at the same time,
That's
like
okay.
it like really it's like for like poor people. Like it was really bad built. Like the schools were like fucking a mile away. They were like on top of garbage like cans, like all that shit, like
Wow. Yeah,
right?
it's just a whole different country, right? It's just like all of the like we take so many things for granted here, like in well in the United States and Canada, like um,
And in Manila, I lived in like what they say like was the safe zone. That's what they called it, which was like really weird. And around it was like all the poverty and all that, and it mixed up. It mixed up with like the first world there and the third world country, right? And it was really weird for me. I was like, it was a good experience too. Like I got to go to so many other different countries than just the Philippines, right? At a much cheaper cost. Like I got to go to Tokyo. Like how many people have gone to Tokyo at the age of 12,
wow.
13? I was so lucky. I took that like right now I realize how fucking crazy that is, right? At the time I was like, oh, this is just normal. Like my dad's moving to places. I don't know where he's gonna go next, right?
Mm.
It was
Yeah.
really fun, though.
So did you have a so I'm guessing Tokyo was kind of at the top of your list of favorite places that you traveled.
Tokyo. I liked Singapore too.
Yeah. Did you go to
Singapore was.
Bali? Is that Bali?
I went to Bali too.
Man, dude,
Yeah,
my mom was there for like a month, and she said it's like one of the most beautiful places in the world.
crazy there. I've done so. I think I went there for 3 days, and I did the most out of any other place. It was really crazy.
Wow. Like, yeah, this the whole kind of thing what you're talking about with like the safe zone in the Philippines and like all the poverty that surrounded you. Do you have any stories about that? Like any specific stories of that kind of encapsulates that?
Um, yeah, I do actually. So I played for a team there. They were called Kaya, and my head coach, he used to be I think the assistant coach of the youth team for a professional club in Switzerland, right? And he would bring in like most of the like he would drive around and he would see like some Filipino kids like in the streets like playing, and he would bring them to the club and practice with us. And now I go on their on the Instagram page and I've seen that they made the Filipino soccer team, right? And it's just
Wow.
crazy, right? And the fact that he did that, right? And they were my age, right? And now they're playing for the Filipino soccer academy. It's just
They were just like playing soccer in the streets, and your coach kind of like scoped them out, saw like they were really good, and brought them in.
yeah, we practiced with them. It was really cool.
Wow, that's smart, huh?
He's probably still doing it. I don't know.
There's just so much talent out there, you know. Like you're on Omegle, and like I was on Omegle. I'm on Omegle like almost every day doing videos, and there was like this one person singing with no face or anything, and I was just like, that is like, why isn't this person on like America's Got Talent? I think it's
I
a
th-
confidence thing, or who knows? It's just easier to be at home doing it.
exactly. Well, I think they're doing like America's Got Talent like virtually. Is that a thing? I
I
don't
think
know.
so. I think I saw an article where there was like the three judges, and then like 40,000 Zoom screens in the back. It looked like a Black Mirror episode.
So weird. I'm not used
Freaky.
to that. I'm still not used to that. A year into this COVID shit.
It's freaky. It's like the future is now. Um,
Definitely.
Interesting. So now you've been back, and then so you were in the Philippines traveling around, and then you moved back to Canada. And what
Yeah.
was that like? You were 13, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
just about to enter high school.
hmm
How was that experience?
I did get to meet up with some old friends that I said I was never gonna come back to,
Yeah.
and it was a weird experience because I didn't recognize any of them. I didn't recognize any of them except for one, my best friend. Um, and he was still the same. He was still kind of a bit of a dumbass, but
You mean that endearingly, right? Or not?
no, no, dearly, yeah, yeah,
No, he was an idiot.
yeah.
Man, yeah, I feel you. Man, that must have been crazy. And how long have you been back in Canada?
2.5 years. Yeah.
Do you have any advice or thoughts from moving and everything? Like, do you have any advice to people?
Advice. I would say I'm not sure. I would say like getting used to the place where you're moving to really quick because you don't want to get, I don't know how to say this, like be the odd one out, right? You already want to feel like you lived there for like 20 years of your life. You know everybody. You want to be part of the culture, right? And it's just a whole different experience too. You have to make new friends. If you're older, find a new job in that area, and that's pretty much it.
Hmm, cool.
Yeah.
So I have like a few random questions that I have pre-written. I ask three of them. So if you could choose three numbers between 1 and 45, I'll ask you those questions.
Okay. 11, um, 7, and 10.
Wow, all lower numbers. That's cool. Usually people do like 6, 20, 40, or something. Like
Mhm.
that's interesting. 7 and 23 are the most popular numbers.
Okay.
Okay, number 11.
All right.
What is your biggest obstacle?
I would say it's a good question. I've never thought of that. Say getting to know myself, right? Since I've gotten older over the time, I've realized that it's not the same as I was like when I was 10 years old. I have to know that I have responsibilities now, that I have to start looking for a job. I have to get my driver's license, um, focus on school and not going to get high or fucking drink alcohol, right? I would say that.
Mm,
That's my biggest obstacle.
mm. So for you, how do you feel, you know, how do you think that you have changed since you were 10 or 13?
Um, I've been a lot more mature. I haven't been doing all this stupid shit that I used to when I was taught. Like when I was 13, when I came here when I was 13, my friends were all like juuling, vaping, smoking weed, and I wanted to fit in, right? And that was the bad type of fitting in, right? Like I said, getting used to the culture again, and that really got me in a bad place. And I think I got out of that because I started focusing more on school and soccer,
Mm.
right? And I have to focus on university now. It's crazy.
Don't rush it though. You know what I mean? Like, I was just talking to this guy who, whose like brother committed suicide, and he had family members who died of cancer, and we were talking about how kids feel like they really need to grow up fast these days. Um, and it, it depends on what your circumstances are, but and it's important to do what you love to do, but also like don't also like if I have any advice, because I'm just a dude on Omegle, right? But like don't be too hard on yourself. It sounds like you're already very disciplined and you care a lot, and you know you're probably already hard. You're probably the hardest on yourself than you're harder on yourself than anyone else is on you, and just be kind to yourself. If that means anything,
Definitely does.
you know. Um, okay, number 7. Interesting. What are your best and worst qualities?
As a person, um, I would say I get attached too fast to like if I meet someone, I get attached too fast.
Are you
Like,
talking about like significant other kind of things,
what do you mean?
like girlfriend or boyfriend?
Like a girlfriend, I would rush things,
Yeah.
right? And that would just that would just change my ego. That would just make me. It would actually make me a worse person because I would always focus on her and not myself, right? I was being a simp, right? I kept on focusing on her instead of other things, and when I got too attached, she then fucking cheated on me, and like
Oh, I'm sorry.
that shit sucked, right?
Was that just recently?
That was no, that was last year. That was a while back.
Oh, but it's
But
amazing how it stays with you. It really does.
but I would say a good quality is how I get over that. I get over it, but I still have it in my head, right? To tell myself what to do better next time I get into shit like that, right? And I self reflect a lot on the things that I've done, and that motivates me to be better at what I do. At what I do, I meant like what I do,
Yeah. Yeah,
like
just
getting
like,
girls.
oh, I see.
Yeah, because I got attached too fast, right? That's not what's supposed to happen next time.
Well, that's like that whole thing is just so freaking annoying because like society and culture says like you're supposed to like be coy. You're supposed to be able to be smooth and stuff. But like relationships don't work if you're lying to yourself and lying to the people that you like. If you're not being yourself, um, then the person that you're liking is not liking who you actually are. They're liking this idea of who you are putting out there, and then it's just gonna fail. So like, maybe it is worth just what it takes actually, like putting yourself out there, wearing your heart on your sleeve, and being vulnerable is is the bravest thing you can do when meeting someone you like, you know. And so props to you for putting yourself out there, because that's terrifying. It's terrifying, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. Has that happened to you like often, or was it that just one time?
it was just that one time. That's why it keeps coming at me, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Cool. Thank you for first. Yeah. Thank you for sharing all this stuff. Okay, and the last question, it's a perfect question to end on. What is your best advice?
Oh, like out of what I just said, or just
Just the first thing that comes to mind, dude.
best advice? I've asked that question once, but like I don't know what to relate it to now. Okay, I would say my I would say my best advice is to not to get too attached to a significant other, right? That'll let you down in the outcome because you never know what's gonna come. Like you said, you have to be yourself in order for someone to like you. Because if you change, then they're gonna forget who you really were, and they're gonna break your heart or just or not like you anymore. You know. So you have to be yourself, not get too attached, and you'll find the right person, I guess.
Mm, well
Yeah.
said. Well said, dude. What is your name, by the way? What should I put? What should I put on this video? What do you want to be called?
Lucas.
Lucas with a K
Lucas.
or with a C?
C. C.
Lucas. It's the name of one of my very good friends. Um, um, yeah, what you were saying. Um, like there's this tenet, this kind of law in Buddhism. I don't know if you know anything about Buddhism, but one of the main tenets of it is that um, life is impermanent, that things are always changing. Nothing is permanent, right? And so the more that you can just live in the present and allow things to come in and leave and know that change is the constant, you know, that you'll be able to be yourself strongly, um, and that's setting yourself up for success, allowing yourself to. And that's tough though, because you have love, you have family, you have these interests. It's crazy that everything changes, mountains move and stuff. And yeah, to just not be so hard on what you think your idea of yourself is. um,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
allow
Yeah. Yeah.
yourself to change. Yeah, totally.
All right.
Never mind. Dude, that was awesome. Thank you. And so I'm going to upload this video. Um, and I'm going to upload it now. It'll be up in like 10 minutes. And yeah, that's it. So make sure to subscribe so you see the video pop up.
All right. Thank you, man.
Yeah, dude. Thank you. It was awesome.
Good talk.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.